Welcome back to Life and Style Relationship Wednesday. I forgot to say that this is the first Wednesday of the month of June and the year is really running. We're just about to hit the halfway mark. We had a discussion on Monday on commitment, whether men do fear that or what commitment would be. That was so heated up. I know that you've got all your thoughts and your views, and I want to hear those on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. Just make sure you do the hashtag KTN Life and Style and bring in your thoughts to us. Let's hear what you think. Do men fear commitment? What is commitment? The men said that they don't fear commitment. One said, well, men do fear commitment. But now we're on retake and the ladies are here. We've got to hear their thoughts because we had on Monday that the thing fear of commitment was coined by the ladies. And I want to hear from them whether that is really true. So we're going to have them just introduce themselves, beginning from my father's left. Welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. My name is Kathy Nyundo. Been married for 9 years. I'm a pastor and I'm also a life coach. Thank you.
Okay, great. And then closest to me.
I'm Carol Koech.
All right. And then?
I'm Immaculate, a mother, a wife for 5 years, a businesswoman.
Great. Then we had the gentlemen who were with us on Monday. I will begin right from my father's right. You can introduce yourself again.
Francis Akuka, married 16 years.
Good.
I'm Joseph Okoth, only 6 months married, youngest of them all. Yes.
All right. And then?
I am Damiano Timothy, married 1.5 years.
He's trying to figure out.
Yeah. I'm trying to get it right.
Okay, for men to forget such.
It will be 2 years this year, so yeah.
Okay. Ladies, is it true that the phrase fear of commitment about men was coined by women? I'll take it right from Catherine.
I don't think we had the say. I think you gave us all the signs to actually say that you fear commitment. It is a fact.
Okay. What are those signs that that men give that make women feel that men fear commitment?
I think one of the things is that when it comes to how long we are dating, it takes too long. And it's like there is no progress. There are no plans for future. You're not thinking future.
Okay.
You are just thinking you're having a good time. You're enjoying yourself. The relationship is good. But we want more.
You want more. Well, what is this about? And I see Francis is just...
Yeah, she's saying too long. I wonder...
yeah, because I wanted to ask... Long, yeah, I wanted to ask that how long should it take? Yes. At what point should somebody say, I want us to move this to the next level? How long should it take?
It's not a matter of time effect.
Okay.
I think it's more of when we get into the relationship, are we thinking about taking it to marriage? Are we thinking about the future? Or are we just enjoying ourselves? And sometimes we don't get that communication from the men.
At what stage should somebody let you know that they're thinking the future? Because it is said that when girls were growing up, I don't know what they do in this age, but when we were growing up, girls were growing up with dolls. They had all these dolls that were dressed up in wedding gowns and all of that. Yeah. So they spent their whole life preparing for the relationship. Then the man was with toys. Yeah. And so he's coming in. You have been ready like for 25 years. And then he's just coming in, and you're waiting for that thing to be said. At what stage should the man begin to express that he's thinking marriage? Because probably he just saw you the other day, and then he's trying to figure out where you fit in.
Personally, I think once you start dating, when you go out or you sit together, you'll know what I like, what I don't like, what you like, what you don't like. Then after you know each other for some time, let's say a year, or two, you'll have to learn how to live with me. You'll see first the way I live. Maybe I'm a single woman and I live in my own house. There you are. So there's some things that you're supposed to talk about and share and accept that this is what I want. And I believe by the time you locate me, there's something you've seen in me that you like. Then, as we talk and know each other better, where I work or what I do, if I'm just at home or I'm in school or what, you will learn more about me. And we spend time together, not just you spend time with your friends, or we do dinner, we do lunch, we go to church together. We'll learn to know each other better.
Okay.
So I won't give like 10 years, 5 years. No, no, no. It's the how you sit with each other, how you talk, how you communicate.
All right.
Yes.
I'll talk to Carol, then I get the men into this.
Good luck.
I'm just going to ask a very simple thing. Do you think men fear commitment?
Yeah.
Why do you think so? Hold your mic closer.
Men are generally, I would say they like newness and variety, so they tend to look at commitment more of as prison. So it's like they'll be put in a prison and they won't do what they used to do. They won't go out with friends the way they used to do before they.
Francis talked about that, about the liberties, that men would think that their liberties are being taken away. But is that what women do represent to men? Do you represent the fact that our liberties are being taken away?
Of course not. Of course not.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things that we need to understand is that when you get into a relationship, there are some of the things you're going to lose. There are some of the ways you used to live that are going to change. So you have to come in with a mindset that things are not just going to be the same way. You're not just going to roll with the boys. Okay. You're not just going, because one of the things that the issue with commitment is responsibility, is accountability, which is really hard. And we understand it is not an easy thing for a man to do. But you have to give in. You have to give in.
Damiano, why is accountability and responsibility so difficult for men?
Wow. Okay.
Is that true? Is that true? Accountability, responsibility?
I think responsibility, on my end, I don't think it's the issue. I think the issue is accountability. Okay. Because here we are, the same way we were talking about how the ladies have grown up, ideally being ready to make their change. By the time a guy is getting into a relationship, this is a guy who ideally already has a way of life. Yeah, so especially if they're living alone, let me just point that out. So first of all, they have no one who will ask them what time they are getting home. There's no one who's asking them if you've eaten or not. You know, he can eat with the boys and then come home to just sleep. There's no one who's on his neck asking, you're where, doing what, with who, why, you know. So it's a change. And I think the issue comes in for the ladies, where they start nagging at the guy to change now.
No, no,
like
no.
change now. We are
disagree.
married. Now
I
you need to
disagree
take
that.
responsibility.
No.
A dangerous word.
No, you're in trouble.
That's why nagging is coined by men. We own it.
Let me ask you.
Yes.
Let me ask you. If I'm in the house, you expect me to take care of our kids, I clean the house and do all that. Then I call you on Friday evening, you're not picking my call. I call you the second time, you're not picking. Then you text me, I'm with the boys. Which boys? The moment you had decided that you're getting married.
The boys.
Yes, you never married the boys. For example, if something happens, let's say you're on Mombasa Highway, something happens, will those people there, emergency or ambulance, call the boys or they'll call me? So I'm supposed to know where you are, what you're doing.
I told you.
At least
Exactly.
I sleep. I won't have sleepless nights.
Where you are, what
So
you're
this
doing.
this thing about the accountability
Yes.
and responsibility, I want to dwell over there a little bit. Joseph, are men prepared for responsibility? Are they prepared to be accountable?
Tell us that.
Because if I may speak on behalf of the ladies, you see, if you're raising a daughter, if you're raising a girl, you want to know where she is. You know, she goes out. When boys are leaving the house, nobody really cares where he's going. He comes back with the ball, he comes back with other boys and all of that. But with girls, it seems like parents are always more, particular. They want to know where did the girl go, so they're very protective. Are boys, don't you think that, I'm just changing my question, don't you think that boys then, when they grow up, they're coming into something that they're not trained for?
In a sense, that's true. And I think you're raising a very important issue in terms of how men prepared, and not just for marriage, but even for relationship. Like who gets to, who gets to walk with the boy child in terms of just training them up. And probably it could be a pointer to the failure of the dads, like dads and the uncles and just anyone that's elder to them. But what I would say maybe about, I get to see the ladies responding so fiercely about accountability and everything. And perhaps maybe I'll just ask the men, don't we also think they also get to lose something? And they also get to lose a sense of freedom and independence. So it's a win-win, it's a lose-lose for the both. And sometimes we treat it as though it's the men that lose much. So, I mean, we want to hang out with the boys. They also want to hang out with the girls. But if they're giving that up to be home, to cook for us, why won't we just give up hanging out with the boys to come home and be with
Do
them?
the ladies lose the girls?
We do.
Do you think they really lose the girls?
No. Really? For some reason, there's a little condemnation if the lady hangs out with the girls, compared to the condemnation that falls on the guy when he hangs out.
When he
with
hangs
the
out
guys,
with the boys.
There's a society generally expects that the ladies will not mislead the wife, but the guys will mislead the husband.
Depending
I
on who
can
they are.
answer. I have something burning.
Allow me. I think men are transactional. We want to know what's in it for me. If I'm going to be accountable for my every move, okay, so that I don't have to go away, I'll be here with you. In exchange for what? So if all the time we are together and, you know, I'm all over you, like she said, I'm not hanging out with the boys because that's what we want to do, to be away from you. If I am here, so you don't suffocate me with, you know, men don't like too much togetherness, especially with the significant other.
Why
if I am
so?
here,
Apples is, you know.
if I am here, what am I getting in exchange?
He hasn't spoken for
You're
men.
nagging me. You're giving me too many small errands to run around.
Don't you think that sometimes the reason that men want to go out is because they feel this is safe, this is sorted, the home is taken care of. So he thinks he needs to go into other things, as opposed to wanting to be away from the woman, Joseph.
Please
I mean,
answer correctly.
Sometimes,
Please.
Carol, I'm coming to you.
sometimes both.
Yeah.
Okay, sometimes maybe they just want to be away doing other things. But I would say,
But don't
if
you think
that's
that the
then
woman
case,
provides the safety? That's why, because we
What
are
kind
like,
of safety
if the
are we
woman
looking
provides a safety, trust you me, 100% of the time you want to be home with her.
Yeah, yeah.
really,
If she
Yeah,
does,
she does
yes,
not.
you want to be
Actually,
home
the
with
woman
her.
enhances
And the thing is,
sense of insecurity.
I would say, just like we do with kids, you know, like you don't let them out until a point where they've started showing that they are responsible enough. Okay.
before you get there, you know, Carol, she's been too quiet, and I want to know, do women bring insecurity? Do they make the man feel insecure? That's what these men are telling me over here. Do you think that's true?
That's what he's telling me.
I really don't think so, because I think this whole thing just narrows down to communication. When you got into it in the first place, what was your definition of commitment, or what did you understand by commitment?
Which I need to ask ladies.
Yes.
What's your definition
Thank you.
of commitment? What does commitment mean to a
And
lady?
then again, when you're talking about accountability and responsibility, what do you mean by that, and to what extent?
Yeah.
Then
So
if
can you
that
tell
is
me?
clear-
Can you tell me to a lady what does commitment mean?
Yes. I think for us, commitment is fixed on reciprocity. We want to feel that what I am giving, I am also partly getting. Men have made us to feel like they are takers, more takers, very little giving.
Your husband is watching.
And we are safe. So I think one of the issues that bothers ladies is that they feel like they're the ones who are actually doing so much, but then hardly getting anything. And so our commitment issue is, what are you doing? Okay, you want to hang out with the boys, you want to do this and this, but what are you giving me?
But
What are you
I want to
bringing
hold
back?
you on that. I want to hold you to that thought. What is this that women feel that they give out so much? Why do they feel that? Why do they feel the sense that they're the ones giving too much? Because how would I know that I've given too much to Damiano if he doesn't say that I've given too much? How do you judge that women give too much?
I think for us, maybe it is by nature. In terms of responsibility, how we are responsible for the relationship. I think women do more of the calling, women do more of the follow-up. We are interested. We are not nagging. We are not following you up. We just want to know, how are you? Where are you? But it's how you now interpret it that's the problem. And I think if we can fix fast how I feel that you're not just hanging out with the boys, but there's also that part that you want to hang out with me. Why don't you want to hang out with me? Why is it every time you're out, every time you're doing so and so? It's good to also feel like, yeah, I think I want to be here. This is where I want to be.
But you know, I get this because we've done a show just talking about how men and women would think about who their partner should be. And I get the feeling that when men are choosing a partner, they're looking for somebody who plays a role. But when women are looking for a partner, they're thinking about somebody who makes them feel in a certain way. And that's why, Francis, then I was talking about the issue of the safety. Because the woman wants a man to be around them, so she feels like you're hanging out with me, you're making me feel good, you are part of me. The man, in his mind, he's thinking, I needed somebody who can take care of the home, who can make sure the children are raised up well and all of that. So the moment he finds that, he doesn't think that his presence is needed.
Really?
Is that a sound judgment?
He knows his role. What he does not want is to be converted to a woman in the relationship, or rather, to come to a level where he's doing the same thing. You know, sitting in the house, nurturing the baby, cooking in the kitchen.
So what's his role?
So the man mostly, traditionally, believes that his role is out there. Okay. He provides an oversight over the home, makes provision. By the way, the ladies, when they're looking for a man, they're always looking for responsible man. I believe for all ladies, it is top in the list, responsible in one way or another. So that means by the time they're saying yes, they have seen a measure of responsibility that they're comfortable with.
But
so, yes.
But women are equally emotional beings.
Hold your mic.
So they would want to feel loved. So in as much as you can provide, you're responsible.
Yes.
And then what about the emotional aspect?
Joseph.
Just to add on that, I would say, I think the problem is everybody walks into a relationship and into marriage thinking about what they're going to get. I think, number one, everyone should always be thinking about, what am I going to give?
Exactly.
What is needed? What am I going to offer?
Is that practical?
But that's not
It's
natural.
not natural, but then
Let me tell
Is
you.
that really practical?
it is practical. I think it's just a matter of every day choosing
Joseph,
to.
is that practical?
It is not
The-
practical.
And now that is the commitment
is.
in marriage. Because you see,
is so
commitment is
practical.
not just before
I know
marriage,
that.
but
Look,
it's
and I
all the
teach
way
that.
through.
I teach that.
You
Catherine.
teach that,
I
right?
teach that.
You believe it?
But I want to ask you, is it really practical that I'm looking for somebody I'm going to give to, and I'm not thinking what I'm going to receive?
I can answer that.
Naturally, we are selfish. You're going to think about
Exactly.
the match that I
Benefits.
want. That's naturally.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then, just realizing, I mean, just the same way, if I were asked to take up a job someday, and maybe I just don't have an idea about what it's like doing that job, and I would learn in the process, okay? And I would fail a couple of times, but then just keep getting back up and doing the same thing over and over again, and learning and becoming better at it. It's the same way, I think.
Let me come back to Damiano. Let's go back to the thing of who is the greater giver.
Yes.
Let's go back to the giving part, where
Yes.
the women feel they give so much, and the men are just takers.
Yes. From just this discussion, I think it's the issue of emotional attachment and showing your emotions. I think that's the issue. So when a guy goes to hang out with a man, it does not mean that he does not want to spend time with you. That's the other side of the coin, you know. It just means that probably I just want to be around my boys and talk about boy things.
Every
And
Friday, every weekend, you just want to talk.
it
And
is healthy.
let me tell you, the issue is not
Think
the
about it
issue.
this way. Think about it this way. Think about it this way. As guys, we always need a place where we can vent. The same way you ladies
Yes.
need to vent and whatnot. Even us guys need to vent.
I want to
And we
support
need
that.
to hang out with our boys. Because you
So
see,
every Wednesday
there's some
we
things.
go out, you
Yeah,
go out
no.
Friday.
There's some things that how I say it to my boyfriends, if I say it to you, who's my wife or my girlfriend, you will take it and multiply it and make it a big issue. And all I'm saying is that, I'm just feeling tired. And the boys will understand that.
How do you handle that, Carol? How do you handle this thing? The man wants his space. He has no issues with you. He wants his space.
But ladies also have one space.
Carol.
Yeah, that is acceptable. Okay, you can't expect a man to totally just be with you 24/7.
No way, I wouldn't.
Yeah, but then again, I don't want us to look at relationships and marriage in terms of what am I getting out of it or what's in it for me, because then
that's a fair expectation, right?
Then that means it will be more of a competition.
A fair
Somebody
and
else will
selfish
be
expectation.
yeah.
All
So
right.
I want us to look at it more of he's making a deposit, I'm making a deposit, so that at the end of it all, none of us is depleted emotionally, intellectually, and all that. So we should be making progress in each and every way.
Great. I take wrapping thoughts, beginning with you, Francis.
If relationships are purely about giving, the man is always going to look for a safe zone, right from courtship or dating. If the man feels, I'm always giving, I'm always taking care of her, I'm always rising to the level she wants and attain whatever standard she has set for me, he's going to deplete. It's going to take longer to make a decision to settle in the relationship.
Okay.
So, and the same case in marriage.
All right.
Couples, according to me, need to learn how to create zones for their spouses, both husband and wife.
And wife, too.
Where you feel you're replenished.
Okay. Wrapping thoughts.
Relationship and marriage are a good thing. But also, commitment is a fact, and you should accept it. And once you decide I'm getting married to this guy or this lady, you're supposed to know that that's a life thing. As in, you have to give it all, and the other partner give it all.
All right.
I would say you're one. You just better realize that you're one, and do everything to keep each other like being one. And just to wrap with a question that you asked. When does a man realize what he wants in a relationship, whether he's ready for marriage? I would say the man that's ready for a relationship is the man that's ready for marriage. You go into a relationship knowing the ultimate goal of it. You wouldn't hurt yourself.
All right.
Yeah.
Wrapping thoughts.
Just like what he said, I think when you're getting into a relationship, it's good to have an understanding. Are we just doing this for fun, or are we doing this to get married?
For the long term.
Yeah.
All right.
I believe communication is key. Get to understand what your partner's needs are. For the men, we really cherish that time with the boys. For the ladies, you cherish that emotional attachment. So let the man know, how can I then meet that need?
All right.
And for the guy also to make it clear that, I need at least, even if it's just once a month, to just hang out with my boys, so that we don't have issues of people saying we don't commit.
Yeah. All right. Final thoughts.
I think for me is from the beginning, be clear.
Okay.
What we are getting into, are we relating to marriage? Are we just having fun and getting to know one another? When we are in marriage, commitment still is valuable, and it still matters a lot. It's a give and take.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. I want to hear your thoughts, so keep the conversation going on the social media platforms at KTN_Life_Style, both for Twitter and Instagram, KTN Life and Style on Facebook. The hashtag is KTN Life and Style. What is commitment? Do men fear commitment? Do you think that men don't fear commitment? I want to know which side of the divide you are on, and give me some reasons, so keep the conversation going. We take a short break right now, come back with Crystal Okusa on Style My Wife, Style My Hubby. Don't go anywhere. It's Relationship Wednesday.
There used to be a graying tower alone on the sea. You became the light on the dark side of me. Love remains a drug that's the high and not the pill. But did you know that when it snows, my eyes become large and the light that you shine can't be seen? much a man can tell me, so much he can say. You remain my power, my pleasure, my pain, baby. To me, you're like a grown addiction that I can't deny. Won't you tell me, is that healthy, baby? But did you know that when it snows, my eyes become large and the light that you shine can't be seen? Baby, I compare you to a kiss from a rose on the grave. Ooh, the more I get of you, the stranger it feels, yeah. Now that your rose is in bloom, a light hits the gloom on the grave. I've been kissed by a rose on the grave.
I give my hand to you.